Hello, everyone. You're welcome to our live program today. As you can already see, we are live to share some thoughts with you guys. Wow, wow, where's everyone? You're welcome. You're welcome. Come on in now. Let's discuss this. I have a question um, that I think is going to be very disturbing. For me, it is because uh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine how people uh, take other people for granted and think that they can eat their cake and have it. You know what I mean? It's very, very appalling. So come on, guys, let's share this. Let's look at this particular question together because it's a very terrible story. Okay, this is a family uh, of five precisely, including the man. And the story that I've been coming from it is that the man has been very unfair, unfair to the relationship, unfair to the marriage. And according to the woman's question and the story that she gave, the husband left their three children twice. The man has left the marriage twice, twice. This is terrible. Left the marriage twice with three kids. And now he left them for another woman. He left the marriage for another woman. And now he expecting the wife and the children to receive him back. He wants them back. He has done this twice. Now, I understand, according to her story, that there have been some challenges in the relationship. But for the fact that the man has left the marriage twice, left the children twice for another woman, I think there's a big issue here. And the man wants to come back. He wants to come back to the relationship. How on earth can anybody think of such damage being done, and he thinks that he can just walk in and make it all go away? Well, that's what we're discussing this today, and I want everyone to come on, and then let's see what we're this is very appalling, very, very, very appalling. I'm personally, I don't think that people actually can do this. I've never thought that anyone would be able to just think of doing this too. I mean, it's annoying. It's annoying and is annoying. I personally, I'm upset just to think about it. I'm upset. I'm upset just to think about it. It's annoying. It's very, very provoking. It's very, very provoking. Come on, guys. Let's do this. Oh boy, this is very, very, very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. Wow. Anyway, happy Sunday to everyone watching, and I believe you're watching from your home or you're just waking up, whichever area you're at in your house. Welcome to this place. I'm thinking of something very important, and I want us to look at this question, and I want us to look at this situation together because we need to give some solid advice to this woman and what she need to do about this situation, because this is ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. He said, my husband left our three children. He left their three children and the wife twice. That means to underline the fact that the man cheated on the wife twice. He cheated on the wife twice. He left the children. He left the marriage and followed another woman. And followed another woman. Think about it. He left the marriage and followed another woman, and he did this. He has done this twice. And now he says to the wife, I want you guys back, please. I want you guys back. And the woman is confused because she's like, what is going on? What should I do? I need something. I need someone to talk to me. What should I do? I need you to say something about this. What should I do? And that's the question. What should be done? What do you think should be done? That's the question. What do you think should be done? So let's find out this. Let's talk about this quickly, because as it is right now, I'm really concerned about it. I'm really concerned about it, and I want everyone to say something to help this lady, because she is in a very, very confused state right now, and we need to help her. We need to really, really help her. So I have some things to say anyway, but I want everyone to look at this. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Because personally, I will begin to answer the question based on what I feel she should do. You know, I know there are a lot of women out there going through this particular predicament, going through the same situation. I'm going through this right now. I know that it is not good for the wife. If it's not good for the family, it is not good. The fact that the man himself is not interested for the stability of the family. First of all, he doesn't care about the family, doesn't care about the children. That's the way I see it. He doesn't care about the children. He doesn't care about the children at all. And that's terrible, because to live like that as a man, as a husband, is horrible. It's horrible. It's really, really horrible. What kind of a husband does that to? What kind of a husband does that? What kind of a husband does that to a family that he said he loved? Look at it. He left twice. He left the relationship twice. He went with another woman and left the children. 3 children. Very bad, very horrible, traumatic situation. The fact that he cheated on her. The fact that, listen, the fact that he cheated on you and left you not once, but twice, and then comes back whenever he wants. You say, you know what? Because the relationship he left for didn't work for him. So he comes back. Now, I want you back. He's done this twice. So the first time he left, he followed another woman. And then after a while, the relationship didn't work out for him. He came back. Because the relationship didn't work out for him, he came back. All right? And says, please, I want you guys back. That was the first time. Now, the second time, he left again and followed another woman. You see, and follow another woman. And then after a while, this didn't work out again. So he says, oh, you are my wife. I want you back, please. I want you guys back. Oh, how hilarious that is. How terrible. Can you imagine? And the woman, she's just playing the forgiving wife. I mean, that's horrible. What kind of forgiving attitude will lead to such traumatic, hilarious, traumatic, horrible experience in your life? And now you're asking, what should I do? The picture is clear. The man is horrible. He's a horrible husband. First of all, for those of you who are watching this, go and watch my video on the types of horrible husbands, men that are actually horrible for being a husband. You need to watch those videos. Look at this situation. Terrible response to family life. First, he doesn't care about family stability. I would say that because he doesn't care about family stability. The fact that he cheated on you twice. The first time, cheated on you. The second time, he cheated on you. That's horrible enough. You don't want to accept that kind of thing. And now he comes back again the second time and say, "Look, my wife, please, I want you back. I want you and my children back." So what happened the third time? What guarantee are you having that is not going to repeat the cycle? Can't you see there's a problem here in the cycle? There's no guarantee that he's not going to do it again. He just came back and said, "I want you back, please." And this is the second time he's pleading for cheating on you and walking away on the children and traumatically leaving you to suffer emotionally and physically and mentally. What a torture. And he wants you back. I think that man needs to be examined. That's my take. I think that man needs to be examined. Oh my goodness. Think about it. The man needs to be examined. And there are many men and women going through this kind of thing. Can you imagine? This is happening. He is happening. He just left on his own. He just walked away. And then whenever he feels like it, he comes back. Okay? He goes. Whenever he feels like the relationship he ran after didn't work out for him, then he comes back. He wants to start from where he left off. That is horrible. You don't want that in your relationship. I don't think that kind of a man is worth keeping. Now, first of all, he doesn't care about all your suffering. You see, you've suffered a lot and he doesn't even care. I don't think he cares about your suffering. The emotional torture, the mental torture, and the physical torture as a result of trying to take care of the children by yourself. I mean, imagine adding the children, the vulnerable children, to this situation. Just imagine adding these vulnerable children to this situation. If you add them up, you've discovered that what they are being taught by this man is that they are worthless. The man is teaching the children that they are, as a father, the father is worthless to them. They don't need a father. Because he comes and goes like whenever he wants. And he comes to get whatever he needs. You see. What kind of a relationship is this? What kind of a man is this? How did this thing was? How did you get into this mess? How did it start? How did it all started? How did you get into this mess? How? There's one thing that he's not recognizing. He's not recognizing your value. He doesn't value you. That's one thing I'm finding out. He doesn't value you. He doesn't recognize your dignity. Don't you know you have dignity? This man is treating you as though you have none. It's like he's treating you as though you are without dignity. You are without value. You don't have your own choice. You have nowhere to go. Or without him, you cannot live. You cannot take care of yourself without him. He's taking advantage of your weakness. Imagine, he abandons you, left you and the children twice. And then he comes back within those two situations, those two events. He has come back to always say, I want you back. And then he comes back to the family. The fact that he did it twice, the first time should have taught you a lesson. Now, this second one that had just happened, you allowed it, because I'll blame you for that. You allowed it as a woman. And secondly, what guarantee do you have that he's not going to repeat the same process? He's not going to do the same thing again? What guarantee do you have? What guarantee do you have? It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, this situation has happened before. I heard of a lady, okay? She had 2 kids, right? And then they were having challenges in their marriage, okay? Financial problems. They were having a lot of financial problems. So the man started cheating on the wife. And then they had 2 daughters. The man started cheating on the wife. And because the woman thought she had nothing to do, she had nowhere to go. She was very afraid of losing the children, to CPS. He was afraid of losing the children to CPS. And then the woman had to fight for the survivor, struggling. So as one of the child was 14 years old, and the other one was about 12 years old. Okay, there were 2 girls. So the 14-year-old was always, confronting the man whenever he does it. And guess what happened? He lets the violence. The man was abusing them violently. So the woman had to summon courage. See, the woman had to summon courage to leave that relationship. But it took her so much damage. You see, she had to allow a lot of damage to happen to the children and to herself, all those abuse. And eventually she finally left. And guess what? She learned a lesson, because what she said was that she realized that she had dignity, but this man doesn't recognize it. So she decided to hold on to her dignity, hold on to her face. The daughter said the first year that they left their father, they left the marriage and walk away from the man. It was hard. It was tough. But eventually, they picked up. Everything began to work together, and they were fine. They were getting better. Now imagine if that woman had remained in such a traumatic, toxic situation. Now, I'm not encouraging divorce at all, because it's wrong, all right? But the first thing is, once you are not there, you find out that you couldn't help yourself. You cannot find, the solution is not forthcoming. I mean, you apply all the things and it's not changing. The fact that a man will go all the way to leave his children and then begin to salivate for other women as one of the process of his manly routine. You know, he sees it as his manly routine. That's terrible. That's terrible. So I'm not sure why you want him back. I'm not sure if you want to listen to that voice that I'm not sure about it. First of all, before you, the man need to grow up. The man is not matured. He need to grow up maturely. He need to grow up and he need to be mature. He's not a man. He's a boy in a man cloth. He's a boy wearing a man suit. I tell you the truth. He just appeared to be a man, but inside him, his mindset, his philosophy, the way he's wired, the way he does his thing, is still a boy. He's still a boy. And you don't want that kind of fellow. Believe me, you don't want that kind of fellow in your relationship. That's one kind of a thing. I will personally tell you that, because I think you don't want that kind of a person. I think so. I think so. You don't want that kind of a person, because you think of it. You just think of it. The fact that he thinks he can come into your relationship, come into your life, and just do things the way he wants. It is unheard of. For me, I don't think that is something that you want to allow continuously. He just come into your relationship and says, I want to stay. Okay, things are not working. I'm leaving. He's not mature. He's not mature. So there are things you must consider. The first thing is you need to watch out. First of all, you need to protect your dignity. You need to protect your integrity. Woman, you have integrity. You have dignity. You have value. Realize that you're valuable. This man does not value you. This man will destroy your life, because if you allow him the third time, he is going to repeat it. There's no guarantee that he will not repeat the situation. There's no guarantee. Believe me, there's no guarantee. Because if you, of course, according to your mail, your message, you didn't tell me that he guarantee you that you didn't tell me guarantee you that he's going to change. What guarantee do you have that he will not repeat the same thing? What about the children? Are you thinking about the emotional trauma that the children are going through? Are you thinking about it? Does it bother you? Of course it does. I think it bothers you. That's why you're asking for help. But I say to you, it's wrong to put the children under such circumstances of hilarious, horrible, traumatic event that goes on. I mean, they are seeing it and it's playing on their face. It's playing on them every day. They are seeing it. And what do you think their mindset would be? To them, it's as though they are worthless, because they are looking at the whole scenario. Their father doesn't value them. It's like if you don't do something about it, it will appear that you also don't value them. So you need to consider this very important, very carefully, because I personally would not say you forgive him once. Okay, kudos to you, man. You did well. He cheated on you. He cheated on you the first time. He left. He ran away and ran along with another woman. He followed another woman and stayed for that relationship for a while, and it didn't work. He came back to you and said, please, I want you back. And you accepted him. That was very generous of you. That was very human of you. That was very kind of you. And that is godly. That is nice. You did well for that first time. But the fact that he did it a second time, you say, but I should have forgiven him again the second time. But he would do the same thing again. So, question, if you're willing to suffer, I say this, how willing are you to suffer? Okay, if you want to enjoy the suffering, keep forgiving him and keep letting him in. I think that's the best way. All right? Because that's the only way. If you want to keep suffering and you want your children to suffer even worse than this, because the man, I think that man is headed for destruction already. And you don't want to go into that line, that journey with him. You don't want to join him in destruction. You don't want to the man is going to the drain. Is being flushed already. You don't want to go to the drain with that man. Neither would you want your children. The man is set for destruction already. His life is destroyed already. And you don't want yours and the children's life to be destroyed either. So this time that he's asking for you to come back, or he wants to come back into your life, I sincerely say, be careful. Do not accept this offer, because it's going to destroy you more. Now, listen to this. There are things you must understand. He already abandoned you and your children twice. I need to emphasize that, because that's a key thing. And betrayed you. He betrayed your trust. He betrayed your love for him. He betrayed everything. All right? That is simple enough. That's simply unacceptable, okay? It's simply unacceptable. But you accepted it the first time. I understand that. Many women won't take this, okay? I understand. All right? But you accepted it. And I say kudos to you, woman. You did well. But this time, I'm saying no. You should not let him come back again. You can take care of yourself. You need to be confident that you can take care of it. You don't need him and his terrible, horrible life to live, to survive. He's toxic, he's destructive, and you don't want that kind of man in your life. Think about your children. Think about yourself. Think about your future. You may say, well, I love him so much, but you didn't tell me that. But you may say, well, I love him very much. I don't want to lose him. I don't know. He's the only man I have ever loved. Really? You don't want to be in that web. I trust me, that is just like hell. You are digging graves without knowing. You're digging graves, not just graves, you see. You don't have any obligation to him whatsoever. Don't feel obligated. You say, well, he's my husband, I married him. Okay, maybe you're afraid that if you guys separate or go apart, you will not be able to survive. That's one. Two, or you will not be able to get married to another person. Well, who cares? Well, you may care anyway, but you already have how many? 3 children. They are a lot of responsibility to you already. 3 children is a lot of responsibility to you already. You don't need that man who is a liability already to destroy your emotion further, to destroy you mentally. If you continue like that, you might end up depressed. And guess what? The CPS will come and take your kids away. You don't want the CPS to be involved. You don't want the CPS to be involved, because the way it's going, he has been violent. Remember, you stated it, that he was violent at the time, okay? And now he left, because things like this, you need to take proper record of what is happening, and what people will be investigating about, especially CPS. All right? You need to understand that. Now, first, you don't have any obligation to him. You don't, believe me. And I'd say that you should start by loving yourself. Start by loving yourself, because if you do, you will see that you are more valuable. You have dignity. you have respect, and he doesn't deserve those things. So start by valuing yourself. Start by loving yourself and loving the kids. You need to start by loving yourself and loving the kids. It's so important. It's so important. No matter what it is, no matter who he comes with and begin to beg you, no matter the situation to which he comes and start begging you, asking you, listen, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't accept it. And your children will thank you for this action. Your children will thank you for this action. Believe me, they will be so grateful. They will be so grateful for you taking this action, not to go back to this man. How could he have done this to you? What kind of a man is this? He doesn't even care about your suffering. He doesn't even care about your pain. He left you twice. He has cheated on you twice. And now he's asking to come back again. You need to get help. I think if you try to force his way into your life, you need to call the CPS. Yeah, call the CPS. They need to put a stop to this. They need to drive him away completely from your life. And guess what? Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with your decisions at all. This decision is the finest decision you will make, to stay away completely from him. Stay away completely. And go and watch some of our videos we've done about horrible husbands, horrible ex-husbands and ex-wife. There are some ex-husbands and ex-wife you don't need to meet in your life. And if you don't want to get married to anybody again, that's be fine, because you've gone through a lot of trauma and terrible times already. Just focus on your children and be able to raise them. I don't understand this. I don't understand. How could people get into a relationship without proper purpose? They don't think along the line. I mean, people don't just care. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why this thing happened is very simple: selfishness and greed. Selfishness and greed. These two things are very dangerous to anybody in any relationship. Don't allow selfishness and greed. And these two things, they are followed by pride. Pride. If you can handle pride and limit its influence in your life and relationship, if you can handle it, if you can deal with greed and selfishness, you will be well enough to handle anything that comes your way in a relationship. Trust me. The majority of the challenges that people face in their relationship and marriage, including with their children, is simple as pride. It's caused by pride, selfishness, majorly selfishness, self-centeredness. Because this man, all I can see is that he's so selfish. He's so selfish. He's concerned about himself more than anyone else. He doesn't care about the children. He doesn't care about the wife, the wife. He doesn't care. All he cares about is his pleasure, what he wants, the things he wants to enjoy. I mean, what do you guys think? Because this is the way I feel. This is the way I feel. It's horrible. This is the way I feel. I personally think this man need to be locked up, really, because if he keep coming, he's going to end up destroying your life and destroying the life of the children. Except genuineness. There's a genuine change. He has changed. I doubt. I can't vouch for that. I would even ask you to vouch for that. If he comes crawling on his knees, oh, my wife, please, I need you and the children back. And then don't fall for that, please. He is just tricking you. Don't fall for that. You know, sometimes there are some men who are very let me read the comments on one is my first time learning. Yeah, my first time learning my first time learning. All right, to a man, wise man like you. Oh, okay, man from Africa. People tell us to stay in toxic and relationship more than if no, you can't stay there. Please. Is that Ige? You can't stay there. Thank you for that comment. You can't stay there. No, 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 no. That is toxic. As far as I'm concerned, I know there are thousands of women going through this situation. I know that, and that's why I'm here doing this kind of. I'm answering this question online because I would have written and replied. Obviously, I replied that, but I also encourage us to watch this video because I know there are many women out there that are going through this particular situation. Now, don't listen to your father or mother that will ask you to say, stay in that marriage. That's horrible. For you to stay in that marriage that is destroying you, you better find a peaceful land, a peaceful place to go to. You need to check out of there. You have dignity, you have respect. You need to value yourself. We are to value each other. I don't understand how people think about this. Yeah, we are to value each other. Yeah, we are to value each other. Everyone, we must stay to value each other. If your man, listen, you are in a relationship right now. If your man is cheating on you, right? And you know, but you have been covering it. You just decide to stay in that relationship. I think you are doing yourself more harm than good. That's number one. And you are doing the man more harm than good. You are not helping anyone. Yes, you're not helping anyone. That man will never change. You're right, Abby. Abby, you know, that man will never. That's what I'm saying. The man will never change. Is the truth. The man will never change, and he is not going to change because I can see that already. So why would you say, oh, he's my husband? I'm just trying my best to forgive him. Forgiveness. What? Man, come on. You better put your acts together and sit upright so that you take care of your kids properly. You don't want to have that kind of circle going on in your family. You don't need that circle. Of course, we have many women today with mental health issues. You're right, Abby. There are many mental health issues today. It leads to mental health issues. There are many of them in the UK, in all over America, all over Europe. It leads to mental problem, trauma. It's terrible. So if you are in such a relationship, I encourage you to walk away. Walk. If you can't walk, run. If you can't run, okay, how do I put it? If you can't run, walk. Find somebody to help you get out, because that man is not going to change. So you are in a relationship. The man keep coming back to say, I'm sorry. First time, he cheated on you. I'm sorry. Second time, he cheated on you. I'm sorry. And then the third time, you want to take him back? It means he's not learning. It means he's not responsible. Can't you see between the line? He is not responsible. What will you be doing with such irresponsibility? Don't you see it? Maybe now you are just dating. It's not, your case is not like this. It's not as worse as this one. Maybe you are just dating someone now. You're courting, and you discover that he's always cheating on you. You know he's cheating. He has other numerous concubines, and you still hope. You are still hoping that you will be the lucky wife. Oh God, how dumb can anyone get? Listen, like this video, hit the like button. You guys are watching, hit the like button, hit the like button now, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, because we need to share these things. We need to tell a lot of people. We need to tell the truth, because this is the truth. Okay. Okay, said I moved on, but very difficult to move out of such a relationship. Wow. Wow. I can feel I can feel what you're saying, okay. You know, I'm happy you did. You make that decision. It's toxic. I know. A lot of times it's difficult to move out. That's why we try to encourage family to do the right thing. In fact, those who are preparing to marry, we're trying to help them as well. Because if you go on my video list, I have a playlist on preparing for marriage. I've been talking about it for a couple of days. Every day I have uploaded video on preparing for marriage, what you should expect, the kind of people you should avoid. There are toxic men out there. There are toxic women out there. You can't just look blindly out of emotion and just yes. Olivia said, let me put it up. Olivia said, taking him back will only block her blessings. Yes. And she will spend more time focused on him. She will spend more time focused on him and his actions than on herself and children. Well said. Well said, Olivia. Well said. Because that's the way I think. I think that's the way to respond. Because again, it is horrible. For me, she taking him back. Maybe you have something to say. If any of you have something to say, I would like to welcome you on. I'll just send you a link so you want to talk on this. You want to talk about, you want to air your view. Me, I want to hear, because I can see some good comment coming from Olivia and Abby. I see good comment coming from Oge. So if any of you want to say something about this, I'll put the link on the chat button now, and I'll invite you up to say something about it. If you want to say something, please do. Because right now I'm really upset about it. I'm angry with all vestation of what's going on. How could this be? The link is there if you want to talk about this issue. Now, Abby said that it took me 18 years to move out. Wow. 18 years. I am still struggling to stand firm. Wow. Wow. Abby, you're strong. You're going to survive it. Listen, you're going to survive it. There's nothing to worry. You're already on your way. In fact, I think 90% of the success of your journey has begun. All right. Abby, you are strong. You can do it. Okay. There's no giving up. There's no giving up. You just need to learn how to be yourself. Value yourself. Value the children. If you have children with you, value them. Give them the best life. You see, you want them to avoid your mistakes. You don't want them to repeat the same process. So you want also to avoid such mistakes in your life. All right. It's very important. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. It's good move you did made a good move. Is it such people makes you confused? I know. That's the point. Confusion is, you see, you meet them, you are not sure that this is how life is going to turn out. All right. That's just the point. You meet them, you thought, okay, it's going to get better, it's going to be okay, but at the long run, things start changing. Things start changing. So if you want, I already put the link there. If you want to say something, I mean, I've said my part, I've said my bit. I think the woman should just walk away. I think So if you have something else to say, probably you have contribution to make today. I've already put the link on the chat box. So click on the link and I'll invite you on. I'm live, so we are live. I'm on my studio right now. What do you think about my studio anyway? We are live. We are just improving what we think is going to be better for our viewers. So, hey, if you want to come in here, I will invite you on studio to say something about it. Now, this is Abby again saying something. Um, okay, I've already read that. So, this is what I feel. This is what I feel. I just told you another story of another woman who had the same situation. I mean, there are a lot of women like that who have had the same situation, terrible experiences that is going on just because they are afraid to leave their, face reality. It is real that the man is indecent. It is real that the man is not, doesn't value your emotion, doesn't value how you feel. It doesn't even value you as a person. So what are you doing with such irresponsible individual? You see, someone that doesn't care, and you want to stick your life there and say, okay, is do or die? No, no, this is not the situation. All right, hit the like button for those of you watching, and I'm expecting anyone to share his own comment and thoughts. If you do, that'll be great. I'll just put the link one more time, and there is the link. I want, come on, Abby, say something. Say something to encourage other women. I want you to say something, please. Say something to encourage other women. Oh, okay, come on. Say something to encourage other women. There are a lot of women that are going to watch this video right now, and I want you to say something to them. Well, there are a lot of them going through this situation. I want you to say something to them. Encourage them, please. Say something to encourage them. Say something to encourage them, because this is something that I feel we should avoid. Any woman can avoid this. All right? Any woman can avoid this. Any woman can avoid this. Any woman can avoid this. Now, the first thing is, especially, I want to talk to the young people, young in the sense that you're planning to get married. You are you are from the age of 25 or from the age of 20 to 40. All right, you are not married and you're single and you intend to get married. Listen, don't rush into this. Don't rush into it. That's my best advice. Find time to educate yourself. People are there are there are wolves moving in sheep clothing. We have a lot of wolves, a lot of vipers, a lot of venomous beasts moving in a sheep clothing. They just live as though, they are so kind, they are so nice, they are so peaceful, until you get into the relationship and you get involved. Immediately you get involved, you get into the relationship, things start happening. You see it now? Things start happening. Okay, fine. If there are things, if you say there are things called soul tie, okay, I agree with you. All right, I agree with you that there are things called soul tie. All right, you say it's more spiritual than you want to accept, but it's real. But be careful. Good. Now, Abby said, let me put it up here. He said there are things called soul tie. Okay, it is more spiritual than you will want to accept, but it's real. Be careful who you choose for a life partner. I agree with you. I agree with you. But you just said the real thing. He says, be careful who you choose. That means you are the one that choose it. You get it now, Abby? So it's not like somebody forced it on you or the person forced himself on you. You chose. So you say, I chose this man, I chose this woman. So that's the point. We have to learn how to choose right. The problem is choice. The decision we make. That's where the problem is coming from. I believe this situation has been on with this man before they got married, because they have 3 kids. And within that three kids, that period of time they stayed together, the man has left the marriage twice. Can you imagine? He has left twice. So the problem has been there. The problem has been there. You see now? The problem has been there. It's just that the woman didn't know how to choose. That's what I'm talking about. How do you choose? What kind of choice are you making? What kind of choice are you making? How are you deciding to take somebody on board into your life? How are you deciding? There are a lot of people who get into a relationship without clear purpose. They don't even have a clear purpose, no clarity. Okay, why do you want to date? Why do you want to get married to this man? Why do you want to get married to this woman? You say, I just want to get married. Okay, do you know this person? Have you done your research? Have you done your research? Do you know what to expect? Do you know what kind of man are toxic for a marriage? Do you know? Do you know what kind of woman are toxic for a marriage? Do you know? You got to find out. You can't just run off based on, oh, the man proposed and you are flinging your ring. Oh, he just proposed to me. Okay, carry on. I'm not being biased. I'm just saying the truth. You see, this is real. I'm saying what it is. I'm saying the truth. Okay, it's reality. It's reality. I'm a married. Oh, you see my picture, my family picture is there. So I'm not kidding. I know what I'm talking about. Yes, Abby's here now. Yeah. Good. So let's hear from Abby.
Hi everyone.
Hello, Abby. How are you?
I'm good. This is actually my first time of
I
doing this.
know. I finally pushed you to come online to say
Done it,
something.
but, I see people do it all at the time. So,
Yeah.
um, actually, was speaking from my own experience. Like, I'm actually going through the process
Mm-hmm.
of it now, and it's been 18 years. Like 18 years. Two days in a week, you're happy.
Oh
And
dear.
5 days in the week, you're all mad
Oh
about the
dear.
person you're fighting, and it's just be abusive. And actually, I didn't even understand what was going on. You
Hmm.
know, I really, really didn't understand what was going on. It came to a point where I would sit sometimes and I would ask myself, "What's going on?
Hmm.
Why am I in this situation?" Like it was so confusing.
Hmm.
You be with a guy, I have kids, and today he's saying we'll get married. Tomorrow he's saying, oh, let's do this. Then we'll get married after that. And on and on and on and on and on and on. Like, it's so stressful. So
18 years. He was
it,
doing that for a whole 18 years.
18, yeah, 18 years. Like sometimes I sit down and say to myself, my God, am I stupid? you
Hmm.
know so then I came across, I think it was on Instagram, like I was following some page, and I came across, just commenting just like
Yeah.
now, and someone was like, do you think this is codependency? So I
Mm-hmm.
actually went to Google and I checked out the meaning of codependency, and
Hmm.
when I read about it, then I stumbled on the word narcissist, and I
Hmm.
started reading like full force. I was just reading. I was following everything to do with narcissist on the
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. I was searching it on YouTube. I
Mm-hmm.
got some postcards and so many, and everything started unfolding. Like now, I started realizing what I have been going
Going
through.
through.
You understand? Because I didn't get it. Like this is someone when I met when I was in my early 20s, and now
Wow.
I'm early 40s. And
Wow.
now I'm just realizing what has been happening.
My
I'm
God.
not married. Like he just keep postponing. Let's do this. Oh, let's do this together. Let's do that together. When we finish doing this project, then we'll get married. When we finish doing the project, then he tells me, "Oh, why don't we just do the other one?" And I'm like, what's going on?" So by the time I discovered, and I was like, "Oh, he's abusing me or what?" And this is someone who is also in his 50s. Like So it's
Oh my
just,
God, he's in his 50s.
yes, he is, and he's still postponing the marriage, like, and now,
Oh dear
I
Lord.
think I realized what's going on, and now I'm just saying, okay, enough. Like, that's okay. You go your way, let me go my way.
Oh
So
my word.
yeah,
After 18 years.
yeah, I got tired. I'm so stressed, and I had to take my daughter had to refer me to a neurologist
Hmm,
because I was actually literally going crazy.
I
Sometimes
know.
I went through the process of, oh, I want to just like kill myself. Oh, let me just run out of the house. Like things like that. Like, I was literally going mental. I won't lie to you.
Oh
My
dear.
advice to this lady, don't take him back. It's difficult. It's difficult when you have the kids and all that. And if you
Thank
go deep,
you. Thank you.
if you
Mm-hmm.
go and question that woman, you see the man doesn't even have that fatherly care or feelings towards the children. Believe me, he's just about himself.
It's selfishness.
Yeah, he's just about. She shouldn't take him back, no matter how. She is not in love with him. Let me put that straight now. You think you're in love with her, but for someone to keep messing you up like that, you fall out of love. You fall out of love. They say love lasts forever. No, I don't believe that. Like now, I tell myself, like, if I should go into another relationship now, I'm going to mess it up because I'm so messed up, you
Hmm.
know. So she shouldn't take him back. She should. She should find her feet, take care of her children the best way she can, and just move on. Don't even think of other relationship now, except just you and the children. Don't take that man back. It's no good. He's
Oh
going to
dear.
block you completely.
Can you imagine this? You
Listen,
see?
this is my own experience. I'm talking from my experience. As I'm talking now, I'm still going through the process of it.
Oh dear.
It's not good for you, but it's so difficult to let go. And when you ask yourself, what am I holding on to? Nothing. Nothing. You
Oh, okay.
shouldn't take it back.
Can
Yes, ma'am.
anyone tell me? I want to really know. Can anyone tell me why this thing really happened? Why is it so? Why do
I don't
men?
know. I guess it's just the environment we find ourselves in and the kind of people we are. There are this narcissist and there's this empath. And now I was thinking, oh, I'm an empath, but then I discovered I'm a toxic empath. Like, you know, I'm a toxic empath because I enabled him. You understand?
Oh
We
dear.
enabled people when you take things from people that you are not supposed to take from them. When you accept some certain behavior from people that you're not supposed to
Yeah.
accept from them, they're just going to keep on doing it. Like, oh, after all, she's going to take it. After all, she's
Hmm.
going to. After all, and the more you give, the more they take.
Hmm.
That's who they are. So if you how do you say, just to break free, like you said,
Hmm.
we chose them and we can unchose them again. Like, I don't
Exactly.
want to. We just
Exactly.
have to be strong. We are not the how do you say, we like I said, I'm a toxic empath because once upon a time I thought this person was like, oh, he needs my help, I can help him, I'm
Hmm.
his savior. Like, and then I realized, no, he doesn't need my help, he needs to help himself.
Self
My helping him is destroying me.
and destroy
You
and
understand?
even destroy him the more because
Yeah.
he become
So
dependent on you.
too much, yeah, that's the truth, yeah. So you have to let him go. Why didn't they hold on to him if he was that good? You understand?
Obviously.
If he was
Obviously.
that good, two women, why didn't they hold on to him? You know? So that says a lot about him. And she taking him back says a lot about her as well. So she
Can
should
you
let
imagine
him
that?
go because she's destroying her life. She's destroying her children's life. What she's actually portraying to her children is, oh, this how do you say, character, this attitude is acceptable. You have to accept how people treat you when they treat you badly. You have to be patient. Like, you have to be a doormat, actually, which is not good. It's not.
Oh,
So
oh. Yo,
I'll advise her to let him go. He shouldn't. He mustn't come back. He mustn't.
what would you say? What would you say, Abby? Thank you so much. What would you say? Um, to anyone now who haven't actually experienced this? How can they avoid things like this?
Well, what you say, the world we live in, there are so many actors and actresses. These things go both ways. Like you have it in men, you have it in women.
Yeah.
And mine actually was like, when I actually first met him, he was this way. He was this way, and I was like, oh, he's this
It's
way.
gonna change.
He's not pretending. He's showing me what he is. Oh,
Mm,
maybe I can change him. You can't change him.
mm,
The only person you can change is yourself. If you
mm.
want to, you understand. So you can change him. And some of them will pretend, but there are always telltale signs that will always be popping up. I think that's what they call the red flags. Like when they
Yeah.
pop, take it seriously. Don't think, oh, it's just a one off. It's not a one off, it's who they are. It's not a one off at all.
Mm.
It's who they are. You can't be too careful with people like this. They'll destroy you. They destroy you. Believe me. Believe me. Like the way I am, like him, I think I just came to a point like I accepted it. Like okay, this is what it is, and he messed me up. I allowed him mess me up. Now let me start building myself. Imagine like now I'm starting to do what I should have done like maybe
Yeah.
10 years back. Now I'm starting to do it one at a time, one at a time. Like, it's never too late, but don't just get close to these people. You can't change them. They come to mess you up. They come to they pull you back. They pull you back like they wreck you. That's the word I can use. They will wreck you
And
mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. They will wreck you. They'll mess you up. Believe me,
wow.
they'll mess
Wow.
you up.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. They mess.
My
Now
goodness.
I know I know I'm toxic. I'm so toxic now. I won't lie to you. Like I wouldn't even advise myself to get into another relationship because I'm just going to mess that person up, which I don't want to do.
Mm,
You know. So they
mm.
mess you up. They really mess you up. Believe me. They will. They will. They will.
So,
Yeah.
but you had kids with him, right?
I do. I do. Thank God. So that's the only consolation prize I
I
have. Like
can imagine now.
I didn't
Yeah.
waste years for nothing. Imagine 18 years and he's still
Wow.
saying, and he's actually saying he doesn't trust me for 18 years. He's saying,
What?
he's saying he
Oh
doesn't
my
trust
God.
me. And you don't trust me, but listen to this. He doesn't trust me, but he always wants me to join hands with him
And do
any
things
project any project he wants.
he
Like,
wants. He
yeah, he
needs
can
he
say
needs your
for the
substance. He
family.
needs your
He doesn't
support.
trust me. That's how good he gets, no? So he doesn't trust me, but no, but you trust me enough
Uh,
to assist you financially to gain what you want, With the
oh
guys on it's for the family, but you don't trust me.
wow.
So that's the reality of it. That's the person who they
Awesome.
are.
Awesome. Awesome. I want to thank you for the courage you took to take after 18 long years.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And you said something about don't listen to family, don't listen to
Yes,
friends.
yes, yes.
Really don't. Mine was like, my friends were always kind of seeing everything, and they were like, "He's not good for you. He's not good for you." My family were like, "He's not good for you. He's not good for you." But I was just like, "Oh, it's me and him against the world."
Oh.
Yeah, I don't care what people say. I was seeing it, I was experiencing it, and I was seeing what everyone was saying. Like, he's not good for you. But I
Hmm.
was just like, no, 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 I'll make it better. I'll make it work out. And that was how the
And
years,
he didn't have that mentality of working it out.
uh-huh,
You see,
you know.
you were ready to make it work, but he
I,
wasn't. He doesn't even want to make it. He's just there because in his mind, he's not ready for it.
he's not ready for it. But what I think now is when I think of it is like he was just comfortable being around me because when he's around me, I see things work out really well for him, and he's able to really get on his how do you say what's the word mojo or something I don't know.
Wow.
He's able to to stand on his feet, and he's able to realize things that he wants to do. And when um, he's not really together. He doesn't put it together well, you know. So I think he's comfortable around me. He's just comfortable with
So
me. I
then
don't
he
know.
doesn't see that as a value or something to, I mean, to hold on to. I mean, he doesn't see that as something valuable.
I
Really?
don't know. That's the thing with people like this. That's the thing with
Wow.
people like this. You know,
There should
they
be
get
something behind it. Something else is going on.
I have no idea. I have no
Something
clue.
else is going on with him, I
I
believe.
don't know. I
Yeah,
really, that's what I really don't know. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, but all I know now is just I need to focus on myself and my
yeah,
children.
please do. Please do,
Yeah,
because that's the best option, the best decision to take
yeah,
right now. And
yeah,
also focus on your kids. Ensure
yeah.
you give them the right education, not to have the same
Yeah.
error happen, because these people are out
Exactly. That's
there.
it.
They are out there.
Yeah,
Thank you
that
very
was
much,
actually my
Abby.
motivation to let
Thank
go.
you.
Like, I don't want my kids to be like that. I don't want my kids
Thank
to be
you.
like
Thank you,
that.
Abby. I really appreciate it. Please
Thank
keep
you.
coming back to our program. I like your
I'll
comments.
try.
I like the way you responded. And with you, we'll be able to help other families and mothers as well.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully, women like us, it takes us so long to listen.
I know.
Hopefully,
But you are
and
listening now. I'm glad you are. So
thank
we
you.
will keep pressing on. Please,
Thank
thank
you
you so
so
much.
much.
I'll see you again. Stay on with us. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
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 Now, you guys heard Abby, and oh, thank you. Okay, Aggie, sorry, Aggie said, uh, woe to me to happen. Whoa, woe to me to happen. What's that? Woe me to happen to me. Okay, whatever you said, it means that it happens to you. We're separated now, and we are now in court over children. Wow, wow, I can imagine that. Is a long discussion, but you see, that's what we're trying to say. We have done a lot of series, a lot. Go to our video list. We have done a lot of videos on how to prevent these things from happening. Preparation for marriage is key. You got to study, look at those videos. There are toxic husband material. There are toxic wife material. There are signs everywhere. It's just like you are traveling to a certain place. There are signs to follow to get to your destination. So if you are seeing some signs that you don't want in your relationship, that's to tell you, that's not where I'm supposed to be going. But many of us, we are too much in a hurry. We are uh, too much of ourselves to just go into a relationship without looking out for the necessities, the things that will make us happy first, the things that we really want. All right, so we need to know that. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure. Same here. Oh dear. Same here. It happens to me too, but thank God I didn't have kids for him, and I'm still young. Wonderful, wonderful. Can you imagine this? Now, this is so. Listening to family will ruin your life, and sometimes even when they have the best intention. Yeah, I said it before. Be careful who you listen to. Not only families, not only family, friends. Friends. There are some toxic friends who doesn't even understand how this thing works. They don't care about your happiness. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your future. But you do. You see, that's the beauty of it. You do. You care about your future. You care about your family. You care about your children. And then you are the one to be responsible for your actions. You are the one to know exactly what you want, itemize what you want. If you don't know what to do, I've done some videos already. Go back to them, watch them, go to the playlist. You see the videos there. The titles are very obvious. It is what the title says that I talk about in the video. You will be glad that you know those things. You don't need to pay anything. Just go out and listen for yourself for free. Listen. If I were you, I would just be playing the playlist till the end. I need to listen to this. Those are the things you need right now. because we need to reprogram ourselves. We need to reprogram our mind to expect something better for ourselves. It's a decision. Many years ago, before I got married, exactly what I'm saying now is what I did. I had to make up my mind because I knew the way I was at that time, I wasn't going to make it work. If I get married the way I was at that time, it's gonna shipwreck. Now, this is my 8 years in marriage. Now, it's not a long time, but it's good for me. It's as though we just started. For me, I've been enjoying a lot of things. I've been enjoying my relationship. I'm not even with all this. I know with all these things we talk about, it's gonna be very difficult for even no matter how dark the things will be, because these are the things you just keep reminding yourself. Life is based on principles. Successful relationship is based on principles. So if you know those principles, you work them, they will work for you. All right. Now, MVM says, I wasn't in a hurry. I was pressured. And when what? You were pressured? And when it didn't work out, they blame me. Who pressured you? Your parents or the man himself? Nobody should pressure anyone. I don't understand this. This is getting very hot here. I don't understand it. Why would anyone be pressured to marry someone else that he doesn't care about? Somebody you don't even know. In this age, in this 20th century, we are in 2020. We still have people who is being pressurized to marry at this age and now. Oh man, we need to do something. Oh no. There are some parents that need to be rewired. They need to change their thinking. And that's why a lot of times when you are making a decision to marry, it is your single decision. It has no need. Of course, I talked on a video. I talked about taking counsel from your family. All right. Yes, there's nothing wrong in seeking counsel, advice from your parents. Okay, you can take advice from your parent if only the advice is going to help you. Like Abby said just now, the parent talked to her and said, this man is toxic, this man is going to ruin your life, but she didn't see that as something that she wanted to take as an advice. The friends told her, this man will destroy you, but again she thought, it is me and this man against the world, we are going to make it work. But the man wasn't thinking like that. Is it where the problem is? If the man said, listen, don't listen to these people, we are going to make things work together, we'll make this relationship work, and he talks about it with all passion and persuasiveness, and you can see that he's interested with his actions, and he's taking actions, and he's making moves to shame those people who think that he's going to fail. But he didn't see that. He didn't even summon his courage and say, you know what, I know these people doesn't want me to succeed in my relationship, but I'm going to make them be ashamed. I'm going to shame them. I'm going to do my best to make it work. He didn't think like that. You see, he didn't think like that. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we need to really look at that. It's like the conversation we are having with Franklin. Yeah, it's the reality. It's the reality. It's the reality. We need to understand that responsibility starts from us. We, not our parents. They don't know what our future is going to hold. Okay, now imagine being in a relationship for 20 years and then your parents finally passed on. So what are you going to do if you are living in a relationship that has been toxic for 20 years? So you just live on and just suffer. What for? What for? Doesn't make sense. Subscribe, like this video. For those of you watching, I want to thank everyone. Now, if you want to make any comments, now I'm thinking, NVM, I need you to come on. I need you to come on. Let me post the link here. I need to hear you. We need to learn from you. We need to take some advice from you as well. We need some people to advise us and tell us, I mean, there are some women right now that needs to hear this. There are some men right now that need to hear this. Young ladies, especially the young ladies who are just, desperate to get into this web of marriage, because they are getting young, they are not getting younger. My mother said I must give her a grandchild. My daddy said that I must give him a grandchild. So I have to get what? So you want to get married because they want a grandchild? Is that why you want to get married and get into a toxic relationship, even when the man hasn't even, he doesn't even have interest in getting married to you? So we need to consider this. Every action we're taking, we have to consider it very openly. Very openly. Please don't take such decisions like that without proper research. Without proper research. Do your research. Be careful with the decision you're making. Consider what your future will be like. I talked about clarity of purpose. In one of my videos, I talked preparing for marriage. I talked about clarity of purpose. The reason why a lot of people are not married yet is because there's no clarity of purpose. No clarity. What do you want? I made a list. I remember many years ago. This is what I did. I made a list of the kind of woman I want to marry. You may say, well, that's stupid. It wasn't. It was the wisest thing I ever did in my life. The wisest thing I ever did in my life. I have to make a list because at that time I just graduated, all right? I was reading books. I read a lot of books. I was reading books on relationship, how to get a better relationship, how to get a better wife, how to be a better man. Me, myself, I discovered I had a problem. I need to change me. You see, I have to change my thinking. I have to change my behavior. Because for me to attract a good woman into my life, I have to be a good man. I have to be the right person, isn't it? You attract who you are. You do not attract who you want. It is who you are you attract. When I discovered that principle many years ago, I started changing me. I just mirror myself. I said, what kind of a man am I anyway? I needed to know the kind of person I am. And I was able to address it with the help of friends, with the help of family. They were able to tell me, you live like you need to change this. You need to. So that helps me a lot. Okay. So I started reading. I started studying. I read Bibles, I read books, I read Christian materials, I studied, I went to seminars, I did a lot of things. I still have some of those materials on my shelf. My wife knows. And this was many years ago, early 1999. Early 1999. And then that helped me to now make up a list of what I want to do, what I wanted, clarity of purpose. And at that time, I've mentioned it before, I had about 3 ladies who I was interested in my life. They were interested in me, but I have to go through the list to check them. And out of the 3, my wife now is the one that I got married to. Yes, MVM, you're welcome. Now, let me finish this before I bring you on, okay? Just hold on there. Now, throughout the list I made, only my wife had 9 out of the 10 list I made. It was 10 points. I needed 10 things I want my wife to have, to be like. And out of the 10, she had 9. She was the only person among the 3 ladies. She was the only person that had 9. The rest of them were struggling with 5, 4, all right? And I thought, wow, this thing works. So I put them to test. I test run them. And it happened just the way the list was. And ever since, I have not regretted. And ever since, I made up my mind. I said, I'm going to make this marriage work, irrespective of what happened. I don't mind to become a marriage tutor. I don't mind to become a counselor in marriage. But I have to learn it. I have to make it work. It's a decision we have to make. Let me bring in all right, we're here with MVM. What is your name, please, MVM? Thank you for coming.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, Etienne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. You're welcome to our show today.
Yeah. Um,
What do you think? What do you think about what we're saying,
the
especially to this lady?
well, unfortunately, I didn't catch the broadcast from the beginning. I'm not going to be giving my name, just, you know,
Okay, that's awesome. That's
anonymity.
fine. That's fine. I'll stick with that.
Yeah, thank you. But I
Yeah.
always enjoy watching Nigerians talk about marriage, just due
Yes.
to how we're brought up and
Yeah.
how our parents raised us, and the importance of marriage and the
Yeah.
lack of education we get on marriage.
That's the key.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really what happened to
Yeah.
me. I mean, like, they had the best intentions. I'll give them that. But it was just a lot of, as a Nigerian woman, you listen to your parents. If you don't listen
Mm,
to your parents, you're a bad kid. It was just a
mm.
lot of back and forth. It was a lot of pressure, if I'm being honest. Um, it was
Oh,
something you said about narcissists.
yeah.
And yeah, I basically married a narcissist without
Oh, shit.
knowing. And honestly, figuring that out was really what helped
Mm.
me get through it because it allowed me to understand that all that was happening had nothing to do with me. Like, I live in Canada, right? We got married in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, we got married in 2013. I think I was like, what, 23, 24,
Yeah.
or something like that? Yeah. And the whole thing was, okay, get married, squan to him to come to Canada, and, you
Mm.
live your life like we see so many people do. But, like,
Yeah.
even from that, like, getting him here, it took 4 or 5 years
Wow.
almost after we got married. And honestly, looking back at it, that should have been assigned to everybody, but no one said anything to me. You know the
Mm.
worst part? You were talking about friends and how they give you bad advice. I'm an
Yeah.
odd kind of person. I don't have friends.
Good.
Once I left high school and university, I
Mm.
just kind of cut everyone off because I don't like people. Let me just put it that way. But the
Yeah.
thing that happened with me was everyone was seeing it, and because I grew up abroad, there were just certain things I didn't know, and no one bothered to say anything to me. They just allowed me to, like, walk into the pit of hell in a way.
Wow.
And that is actually more of what I was upset about, is the
Mm.
fact that I was pressured into doing this. I spoke up about doing it. I come from a family of girls. We're all girls. My older sister is married with kids. And they kind of just thought, okay, well, you're
Is
of
it?
age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get this thing going. And it's
Mm.
just not everything's gonna work out the same for everybody.
Yeah.
I realized my older sister was an exception and not the rule. They
Mm.
got married very young. Uh, everything worked out for them, and thank God, I'm so happy for them. But
Yeah.
my parents just kind of figured, well, it worked for her, it worked for you too. So, but it was a mess. The guy, he like lied from day one, and I wasn't even aware, and
Oh,
everyone around
yeah.
me knew it, and just like could not be bothered to tell me. And like
Wow.
the main reason I wanted to say something is this marriage pressure thing. Like, please, Nigerian women, like, I get it. You know, as a Nigerian woman living abroad, I know the pressure is different for Nigerian women living in Nigeria, but like
Yeah.
this marriage thing, we need to stop carrying marriage on our head. We need
Okay.
to, because that's what's causing a lot of this issues. We see the pictures, we see everything, and you want to get married too, but like no one talks to you about marriage itself. It's all about the wedding, you know. Like, and that's why I really like what you're doing, sir.
Thank you
You
so much.
talk
Thank
about marriage. You, Franklin, and there's another pastor.
Yeah.
What's that doesn't? I watch the show, and the funny thing is, I'm not even Christian, but I love you guys. So
Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing,
Thank you
because
so much. I appreciate
you
that.
guys are men. So the men will most likely listen to you. We women, we know these things. We're like groomed to be wives as soon as we're born, as
Yeah.
Nigerian women. And if you're blessed enough to have the wherewithal to navigate that, in your family, congratulations to you. I wasn't. Now I'm better. I'm better at it. But like I said, because you guys are men are more likely to listen to you. They're likely to take the action to change themselves before they get in a relationship with women, before they get married. Because what I've noticed is it doesn't matter how old the man is, like you said, if he's not mentally ready, it's not happening. Like
It's not
it's not,
happening.
it does not matter. It does not matter. If he doesn't like you, if he doesn't love you, and he's not ready, it does not matter. Like, let me tell you, like, the messed up part about my situation. Like, this guy
Hmm.
comes to Canada, right? Without
Yeah.
me knowing, he has a baby mama in Nigeria. And then
Yeah.
when he gets here, he gets a girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, are you mad? Like, first of all, you are not ready for marriage. But you managed to get someone else pregnant, and now you're in Canada and you're doing boyfriend and girlfriend. So you have girlfriend, you have baby mama, and you have wife. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, the audacity, the audacity. So like at that point, I was like, yo, this has really nothing to do with me, Uncle. You are a mess. As a human being, you are a mess.
A
Like
mess.
you're a mess. Like I'm just gonna take myself out of this. Like you are just dragging me along on your rubbish. Like I got entangled in it, and like what has happened has happened. But uncle, like you have things you need to figure out, you know. And I got out of it. I moved out of my parents for about a year. Even that was tough because again,
Wow.
Nigerian woman. Even if you're in the Western world,
Hmm.
and most especially as a Muslim too, like goddamn. It's just no, no, no. But I had to. I had to get my own space. I needed to, like you said, figure yourself out. You have to
Yeah.
figure yourself out. You have
It's
to
so
learn.
important. It's so
You
important.
you have to. I'm trying to tell that to my younger sister right now. Because I heard her talking like, oh, I have a job. I'm done school. I think I'm ready to get married. I was like, Auntie, be quiet. Just because you have everything lined up doesn't mean you think anything. You don't even know who you are. Like yeah, you're done university. You have a good job. Congratulations. But you, marriage, I want to marry a Nigerian man. You that you cannot even cook rice. Don't even try it. You know? So I really, really,
Can't
and like,
even cook rice. No, seriously.
I love her. I love her. But those ones abroad that were born there, I love her with all of my heart. But that's why, I make sure to talk to her about everything I've learned. Because I've learned so much. Like I've learned, I'm so grateful that we didn't have kids because that was
Oh,
like the pressure too. Like his mother, I called his mother, and like when I found out about everything, I called his mother, and his mother is like, she's having a baby. You two have your own. I'm like, you people are mad. That's the advice you're giving me. Like, your son is doing this, and your solution is, I should to get pregnant and join to
dear.
compete for a lousy person who doesn't even know what. Anyway, I can go on and on,
Thank
but
you. You know what? There's something I want you to say. Just one word, okay?
mhm.
In looking at relationship now, one word. If you want to advise somebody who is interested right now in taking this route now, going to the journey, what would you say the person should do before getting in?
Know yourself and know what you want. It's just that simple. Know
Know
yourself
yourself,
and know
know
what
what
you
you want.
want. Because like the thing we're talking about writing down what you want, that
Mm.
year that I had by myself, I did that. Like I read the books, I picked up the Quran, I picked up the Bible, I read everything. That's just the kind of person I am because I needed to understand how I got to where I was. Like, what happened? What did I skip? And what I skipped was not involving myself in the process. Like, it felt like I was just walking through it. We did the registration. I didn't even feel like I was there. I just
Mm.
kind of showed up and we're doing this. Just smile, just smile. So know yourself and know what you want. Write it down, like you said, sir. Write it down. Like
Mm.
I've spoken to other men since then, and I know I've seen the difference between being sure of myself and what I'm looking for and what I want, and
Yeah.
when I wasn't. Like at this point, I've I did a thing after I moved out. I went on dates specifically with Nigerian Muslim men because I
Yeah.
didn't want to hate them. Because I
Mm.
knew I wanted to marry a Nigerian Muslim man and I didn't want to hate men. So I
Wow.
wanted to see who else was out there. They're not all like that. But when I did that and I wrote everything down and I read a lot of books and I've read a lot of psychology about relationships and what makes a relationship work, those dates were definitely very different from anything. Like I felt so good knowing that okay, this one is not the one, but I can enjoy the date and move on. You know, like we have to raise women, yes, and men too, but most especially Nigerian women. We need to do the same thing. You need to know yourself and you need to know what you want.
What you want?
Because
Wow.
it's you at the end of the day. Like what happened to me? My mom started yelling at me and people were fair. People like if I ran away with this guy and we got married and it didn't work out, I'd be like fine, okay? But that's not what happened. But anyway, I digress.
Wow.
I'm gonna let you continue
Thank
your
you.
show.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
so much. Thank you
Contribution
so
was
much.
so impactful. Thank you so much. Thank
All
you. I
right.
really appreciate it. Please stay
Have a
online
good
until we're
day.
finished.
Have
Maybe
a
you
good
might
day.
have
Keep
one or
doing
two
your
comments
thing.
to make as well. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much and keep doing your thing, sir. I really
And
enjoy what you do.
have a very wonderful evening.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. My goodness. Thank you all for the comments. Oh, Olivia, thank you. I've been reading your comments and amazing. Yeah, amazing. You heard what the last caller, the previous caller just said. Know what you want, know yourself before you venture into any relationship. Maybe you just came out of the one that didn't work. Know yourself, know what you want. That's the best thing. That's the first place to start. Know what you want. So yeah, Civic Coach, greetings to you, sir. I see you online. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Civic Coach 216. He was our previous guest in our. Some of you have watched some of the one of the talk show we had. He was our previous guest. Yes, Olivia. Now, if you want to have something to say, I can still spare about a few more minutes for those of you who have something to contribute to this situation. And again, you have your own experience and you want to give one or two advice on what can be done, how you survive this kind of attack, this toxic relationship. The link is on the description, on the comment section, on the chat box. You'll be able to comment. Now, I'm reading Olivia's Gabriela message here. It says Nigeria parents abroad don't know how to advise either because they are so desperate for their girls to get married a fellow Nigerian instead of a non-Nigerian. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong. You see, it's not about marrying a non-Nigerian or marrying a fellow Nigerian. That's not the issue. It's not about, the problem is not the nationality. I want you to understand something. The problem is not the nationality. The problem is about individual, the psychological and philosophical makeup of an individual. That's what we're dealing with. Of course, we can have attributed to many of the African nations because of the upbringing. You know, many of us were brought up in a very harsh environment. Many of us were brought up in a very violent environment. All right. So we don't even understand. Okay, for instance, a man who has been programmed to be a man, he just thinks that I'm the man. He thinks about power. He thinks about authority. He thinks about being the head of the man. So the Bible says he's the head of the man, head of the house. The Quran said he's the head of the house. Then every other counselors and information he gets says he's the head of the house. So now he now thinks like that. So you know what I mean? So he's thinking and he says, I'm the head of the house. So he does things without considering the wife. He does things without considering the children. He doesn't even consider how they feel. He doesn't think they have anything to say or contribute, even though when he consider the wife to say anything or contribute, is based on the fact that he has something to gain, is going to benefit him one way or the other. That's why he allowed that. In most cases, he runs the family in such an authoritative way, from an authoritative standpoint. You see, that again can be numerous. All right, now I finally brought you on, Gabriel Olivia. Now, again, let me finish this statement. So I'll bring you on now shortly. Now, if that kind of man get married to somebody, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to live like that authoritatively. So Africans has that. I know that. But in most part of Europe, there are a lot of other issues, individual situation. Let me bring in Olivia. Olivia, you're welcome to our channel today. You're
Hi.
welcome.
Hi.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
So, what do you have to say about this? I know you've been saying a lot of mentioning a lot of things on the comment section, but concerning this woman's situation and the husband cheating on her twice, and now she's coming back again and again. You see, the husband is coming back again and again to try to, get them back. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? I don't want to say it. I don't want to ask you the opposite question, but what do you think? You tell me.
Okay. Hello? Can you hear me?
I know I'm here with you.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay.
We all can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, specific to the situation you're talking about, I mean, her decision, or she's in that process where she's still trying, contemplating taking him back. That's a
Mm,
very common thing that happens in Nigeria.
okay.
I've heard too many. I mean, I can give you like two off the top of my head where, almost similar theme. Guy leaves
Yeah.
family, goes to another woman,
Yeah.
either has children, doesn't
Yeah.
even look back to know if his kids are eating or alive. Just
Yeah.
totally just leaves the wife and the kids, and
Mm,
then a couple of years later comes back. Actually, the one off the top of my head, the woman comes back from work. She just sees the man inside the house. He's sitting
mm,
down inside the house. Somebody, you haven't paid rent. You haven't paid children's school fees. You didn't
yes.
ask how they were eating. You didn't ask if
Yeah.
they were even alive. But
Yeah.
you still feel bold enough to come and enter the house and expect some sort of, to still be giving some sort of courtesy, respect. And people
Take
were
him back.
telling
He wants to
to
come
be
back
taken
home.
back.
Which
and
home?
people and people are still telling this, but maybe the other woman did jazz on him. Maybe she did this,
What?
these men, there's always some excuse given to these people, given to these types of men. And unfortunately, it is too much. I mean, always. I've never seen anybody just say, at least in Nigeria, where they can just say, just, you know what, this guy was crap. Yes, let him have a relationship with his children. Fine, no problem. But you, as the wife, don't take him back. He has just proven himself that he's not worthy. I've never heard that. Every time it is always, just pray, maybe the devil possessed every time. Every time. It's always the devil, it's always some spirit, it's always some
Seriously?
jazz. And I'm always like, is it only men they do jazz to? Are you saying that they don't do jazz to wives?
Uh-huh.
Because apparently it's only husbands that they do jazz for, but they don't do jazz for wives. So that the wives will just abandon their children, abandon their kids, just leave the house and then come back one day after 5, 6 years and just expect to be taken back. Mm-mm. It seems like they don't do jazz on married women. It's only married men that they do jazz, or the devil
They're just
possesses
biased,
them.
isn't it?
Exactly. But I mean, like I said on the chat,
Comment.
she
Yeah.
shouldn't take him back because
Hmm.
basically he's done this twice. He's shown her who he is. He's probably, the other woman got tired of him, kicked him out. He's looking for a place to stay, somebody who will feed him. So he comes back. And since he knows that he did
God,
it the first
God.
time, since he knows he did it the first time, she took him back. He was able to do it the second time. I think she took him back. Now, like you said, this is the third time or so.
This is the second time he has come back and
And
he's not
yeah,
asking to stay
and now
again.
and now what they do too is because you have children for them, they always use the children to try and get back into your good, oh, okay, that's how they do. They'll use the children to try and make it seem like, yes, let's be a family again. Um, but his character has been shown. Let him have the relationship with the children however he wants to do it. But she, as a wife, she's not even his wife. I don't know if this is a Christian couple or a Muslim couple, but you're not a wife. If your husband leaves you, he's not helping you, he's not providing for you, he's not providing for his children, he's not protecting you. You're not a wife. You're just a child bearer. You're a
Hmm.
child bearer and a maid
Hmm.
and a nanny,
Hmm.
and he's not paying you. People pay nanny, they pay child bearers, they pay cooks, they pay cleaner. You're not being paid. He
Hmm.
left her, and I'm sure he's not providing any financial support. So you're not a wife. You're not a wife. You're just a surrogate
I think
child bearer.
the woman should call a CPS on him, because for me personally, that man will in fact that man is going to pressurize this woman until she give, because it's like he has a way of getting back to her.
That's part of it is also because the people in her environment are also encouraging it. They're encouraging it. If she had support where they were like, no, don't take this man back. We'll help you with this or that. I don't know if they're in Nigeria or I don't know if they're abroad, you know, but wherever they are, if she had support where it was like, no, you cannot take this man back, just don't
Yeah,
take
they are
him
in
back.
abroad here. It's abroad. It's not even
Okay.
Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
That's why the guy is
Same thing.
messing up.
If she had support where it was like, don't take him back, da 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 da. But I mean, she's abroad, so she doesn't necessarily have that. Then that means like, if she's abroad, I doubt his family members. Maybe they're calling her from Nigeria, whatever. But it has to be her. Maybe she feels like, okay, if he's in the home, well, while he's in the home, he'll be helping. But that kind of person, I really doubt that they're helping with anything in the house. I doubt he's helping her with child rearing. I doubt he's helping her, financially. I don't think he'll be doing much of anything. So her life isn't going to improve.
Obviously, he's not. Obviously, he's not. According to the story that she gave, her explanation was the man had been on. How do I put it? There's a word she used: unpredictable.
Hmm.
You see, when a man is unpredictable, the fact that he goes and comes back, he goes and comes back whenever he wants. Obviously, I think they are under the children himself is actually the situation that she's
Yeah.
facing. That's why she's staying there, because she doesn't want the children to suffer the loss of their parental guide, and she's afraid that the CPS might come to take the children.
I don't know how much in depth but who is financially providing? Is she the one providing for the children? Is he helping in
They are
anything
they are
at all?
taking a lot of they are living a lot on child support.
Okay, so at least he's paying child support.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's paying child support. Is she
yeah.
working or she's not working?
She's not working because of the situation, because the man is not there. He always off and on,
Okay,
sneaking away with
and
other
they're
women,
and they are young children.
and they
Like
are young
both.
children.
Uh,
The eldest is about 10. The younger
mhm.
one, the younger one is the last one is about 5, according to her. So the middle one is 7. 3 children.
Well, CPS does not necessarily take your kid. They don't take your kids just like that without reason. There has to be like an issue of maybe they
Yeah, if they can't
abuse
provide for the kids, if they
somebody.
can't cater for the kids, and the
I
woman is
don't.
afraid of losing
I didn't.
her now, losing
I didn't.
him.
I didn't in the states.
Hmm.
I didn't in the states.
No, no, they are not in the States. They are in Europe here.
Oh, okay. I don't know how it is in Europe, but I mean, in the States, they won't take your kids just because you can. There's so many programs to
Mm,
help people. I mean, if she's looked into any programs, especially if you're low income, you have,
mm,
3 kids. I mean, I don't know what her citizenship status is in Europe, but she can look into programs. There are programs, there are churches, they help women, help low income women, help them with like, getting jobs, help them with childcare, help them with,
mm.
financial, extra money, things like that. She needs to look at resources. That's one thing. She's abroad, so there's always like at least some sort of safety net for women with kids and they're hitting financial times. Generally, most of the governments try to
Now,
have a
if she decides
subsidy.
to stay alone now without the man, that's what you're suggesting,
Yes,
right?
yes. So she should start looking into those things, start gathering information. Um, they would help. I mean, even churches, a lot of churches have like a department to help, like, their church members. Now, if she's going to a
Is
Nigerian
if you
church,
want to
that's
talk about
different.
churches, me, I will not really
No, that's why I
I will
said
not
if she,
really guarantee that, because most churches need to come to that awareness that they are responsible for to take care of people.
no, that's why I said if
Many
she's
churches are not.
that's why I said
Yeah,
if she's in a Nigerian church, then yes,
so
that's going to be different. But
it's going to be
I mean,
difficult.
yeah, but it's going to be difficult. But I mean, there are churches that you don't even have to be a member. Catholic Church is actually one of them. They have departments, agencies to help women, and you don't even have to be Catholic,
Mm.
to do that. But I mean, what I'm just trying to say is there are resources. She's
Yeah, there are.
abroad. There are
Yeah.
resources. I mean, she herself needs to decide. I mean, okay, I mean, at least the guy is paying child support, which is
Mm.
good, but she has to become financially independent on her own.
I think that's what she's holding on to. That's what is holding her because of the child support she's getting.
Yes. So I mean, like I said, she shouldn't, I mean, leave the relationship with the kids. Let him have relationship with the kids. Nobody's saying, she should block that aspect. But for herself, she needs to realize that the guy is no good. He's no good. And if she continues accepting him, he will end up doing the same thing. Now, there might be a small chance that it could be salvaged, but she has to act differently. If she keeps
Mm.
acting the way she's acting,
Mm.
or being scared of losing him or anything like that, he's going to keep doing what he's doing because he knows that, oh, okay, sure, banker, this one is here. So let me
Mm.
go out. I will have my fun, do whatever. When the fun side gets too realistic for me, okay, I come back to Mrs. Mumu steady. She's going to be there.
He's been doing that. That's what he's actually doing.
Exactly. So he's going to keep doing that because her reaction is still the same. If depending on the situation, like I said, she needs to decide what she wants to do. Look for resources, get herself together, see where she can get help. Once she gets all those things in place, then she should just tell him that, look, you know, no more coming back, no more coming forward. If he's going to stay, then these are her conditions. Number one, they have to go to marital counseling. He has to go for marital
So you,
counseling.
you you are proving that for me, there's no room for that
No, no,
anymore.
no. I'm just saying that if I said if on the off chance, because women,
Okay.
some women are different. For me personally, if you say you're leaving, that one time you've left, that's the end of it. But some women are different. Some women are different. So if she is going to take him back, they have 3 kids,
Mm.
whatever. If she's going to take him back, she cannot take him back the way she's acting. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
she needs to become strong on her own.
On our
she
own.
she needs to become strong on her own. Find
Good.
resources, do something, get some sort of education, whatever she can do. But she needs to find some resources that will help her stand on her own, so that she's not scared
Mm.
of if he leaves. Okay, if he stops the child support out of vindictiveness or whatever, then she'll be totally flat on her feet. So she needs to find a way to stand firm on her own. Once she can stand firm on her own, then she can actually make a proper decision. Now she's in this place of, oh, should I let him come back? If I don't let him come back, he may stop the child support. What will I do with the children? So that is also part of why she keeps taking him back. She is
Mm.
not firm on her own. If she's
Yeah.
firm on her own and she knows that, okay, worst case scenario, if I don't take him back or he's not getting what he wants from me, if he decides to stop this child support, okay, I have XYZ to fall back on,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, I mean, finances is a big issue
It's a big issue. Yeah.
for a lot of reasons why
Yeah.
women stay in certain situations. So that's why she needs to find out where she can, get resources, where she can help herself, so that if she says no, I don't want you back, and he decides to, do that vindictive thing of, okay, I'm not paying child support, she
Mm.
won't, she won't be scared. She has somewhere. She has her own plans. That's the main thing, you know.
Wow.
If she
Thank
decides to take him back, if he's still
you.
begging and it looks like she decides to take him back. Once she's firm on her own, if she
Mm.
wants to take him back, she can say, no, if you're coming back, these are my conditions. Before you
Yes.
can even come back, he has to go and get individual therapy to figure out what his own issue is with himself and why he's
Seriously.
acting the
He
way he's
needs to.
acting.
Yeah.
After individual therapy, they can get marriage therapy, but he needs individual therapy to figure out himself. And if he really wants to be in the relationship or not. If he says he wants to be in the relationship, then why are you acting the way you're acting? You know,
What Olivia, thank you. What time do we have to be going through this trauma and then try to come back? What time do you have to spend on it to go through all of this?
I know. I mean, that's why I'm saying that.
Wasted time
I
and
mean, if I
energy.
had to give her advice, I tend to look at, okay, let's look at practical and impractical. So
Hmm.
if her issue is she doesn't have money, then she needs to find a way. How can she get money? Can she get resources apart from the guy?
How
That's
traumatic.
yes. Once she sorts that out, and she can stand on her own feet, then she'll be able to now make a decision from a more centered place.
Yeah.
She'll be able to make a decision for a more centered place instead of a place of fear. Like, okay, I rely on this guy for child support. Okay, if I act too angry or if I act too this, he may stop paying. Because I mean, somebody who leaves and goes twice, that's probably something he holds over her head. Like,
Hmm.
oh, if you protest too much or whatever, I won't pay or something like that. I mean, that kind of person, I'm sure he's done it before, you know. So that's probably another reason why she keeps taking him back.
Now, Oliver, before you go, I want to
Mhm.
ask you what final word, just one word, you want to give as an advice, because probably you had your own experiences as well. Probably you're having an amazing time now in your relationship. Wonderful, whatever area you are, where can you speak from to advise somebody in this that may be going through this situation, or they're planning to get married, and how they can avoid this kind of situation?
I mean, my personal experiences have not been that bad, actually,
Awesome.
in terms of this thing, because, I had my dad. He was a good husband and a good dad. He wasn't perfect, but he was a good husband, good dad. So I saw a good relationship between my parents. I didn't see too much of these, craziness. But then
Yeah.
I come from a big family, and
Yeah.
I grew up partially in Nigeria. I grew up partially in the States, both
Okay.
sides, but I'm
Yeah.
currently in the States. So I've been
Okay.
able to see, both sides of the fence about different, relationships, marriage, and how these things go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I made a comment about the previous caller, the girl
Mm.
who
Yeah.
was Nigerian,
Yeah.
raised abroad, and then the parents, connected her to a Nigerian guy. The reason why I made that statement is because I find that, Nigerian parents, especially the older set,
Mm.
they don't realize, or, depending on when they came to the States, they think that, just because their children are Nigerian, and yes, they're Nigerian, but if they're raised abroad, they have a different mentality. And the guys or the people they're seeing are raised with a different mentality when it comes to relationship. In general, there's good
Mm.
and bad people. If you didn't grow up in Nigeria, you didn't deal with, like, when you're young, Nigerian guys, the toasting, the talking, the seeing different things. They didn't really see, grow up in a large family to see some of the good, the bad, the middle of relationships and marriage. They don't know
Yes.
how to look out for the red flags.
Hmm.
And these Nigerian parents, because they're so desperate, not desperate, but okay, they don't want them to marry outside. They want them to marry Nigeria. Nothing wrong with that. But you also have to know that Nigerian guys raised fully in Nigeria, depending on their class level, depending on their exposure level, it's not every
Mm-hmm.
girl that will be suited to any Nigerian guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
know, you know, where that person is coming from, their upbringing, their background and stuff. I myself, even as a Nigerian, I cannot marry any Nigerian guy. I can't marry, it depends on class, it depends on their upbringing, it depends on, I mean, I'm married to a Nigerian, but I'm just saying that,
Okay.
you know, I'm married to a Nigerian. No, I'm married to a Nigerian, but I'm
Okay.
saying that, you know, it's not everybody. Not everybody makes it, because I grew up a certain way. So some
Hmm.
people, their background is vastly different. Me as a woman, I know that what they saw or their expectation would be very different than what I grew up with, and what, you know, this thing, because I had a different background. So it's not everybody I can hang with, or I could hang with and say, oh, okay, no matter how good the person is, I just know that there'll be a clash. And with that expectation of, oh, women are supposed to submit, the man is the head, and not even just through Christianity or religion, just even the tradition itself, or you have to follow what he says, this and that. I just knew that it's not everybody I could hang with, it's not everybody I could marry, no matter if they're a good person or not. The
Yeah.
expectation of me, I would not be able to do it. So, I mean, just in general, anybody who's getting married, I would say, if you guys can do some serious premarital counseling before marriage, I will advise it. You also
Hmm.
have to look, especially for girls, you have to be willing to ask hard questions of the guy. What is their
Yes.
background?
Mm-hmm.
How did they grow up? What did they
Mm-hmm.
see their parents do? Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
your father used to beat the mom. Your father used to beat your mom. Do you think that's right? Did you like it? You have to be willing to ask like some real serious
Serious
questions. What
questions.
is your expectation of me as a wife? This and that, you know. If I have children, are you expecting me to just jump up and work and do this and do that and this? If you're living abroad too, you know, you have to be willing to ask like serious questions
Hmm.
about that person and find out, you know, their mindset.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. 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 Wow. Thank you. That's 5 star. 5 star rating there. Olivia, thank you. I really
okay,
appreciate that. So that's exactly what we're talking about. And thank you, Olivia. I want you
you're
to
welcome.
always keep coming back to share your thoughts with us and your experiences, depending on the topic that we're sharing. Thank you so much. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. Have a
Have a
nice day.
lovely day. Thank you. Oh boy, guys, you have it. You see it. Thank you so much for all of your comments. And now, Olivia just said a final word. Guys, you need to know what you want. Everyone is repeating the same thing. You can't just jump into something. Find out what you want. You'll be able to ask questions. Look out for the red flags. And I've done a lot of series of videos for those of you who are interested in getting into another relationship. You had one before but it didn't work out, and now you're trying to start another one. Don't just go ahead and start it with your previous mindset and previous philosophy or previous experience. You need to find time to recuperate. You need to find time to build up. You need to find time to change your perception. And then I've done several videos on it that will help you to understand that. I've done several videos. Go and check the list. I mean, the playlist. It's just for you to watch. Just listen. That's it. And it talks about preparing for marriage. There are toxic husbands material. There are toxic wife material. There are ex horrible husbands. I mean, they are horrible. You don't want to get involved with them. Yet they were married before. They are ex horrible wives. You don't want to get involved with them. Yet they were married before. But these are the things I've talked about, and the signals, the red flags that you need to get to see. Go check out those videos. They will help you big time. All right. Thank you, everyone. I think my time is up today. And I thank everyone for your comment, for your suggestions, and all of those who spoke on our program today. Thank you for your contributions. MVN, thank you for your contributions. Olivia, thank you for your contributions. And also, Ege, thank you. You were here earlier on. Abby, thank you very much. I'll never forget your comments and contributions as well on this video. For those of you watching for the first time, I want to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. And those of you who are there who have been watching, please like the video and share with your friends and loved ones if you want to, and if you have been inspired as well. Thank you, everyone. And now we come to an end of this program. I'm gonna see you again in another live program. I'm gonna come up tomorrow because there's something more coming up tomorrow. Another email which I received, we're going to talk about tomorrow. Thank you so much. Until then, have a beautiful Sunday day.